See? That worked
Everything works
really well.
phenomenally.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in to Z&B Live and Cuddles the Penguin. Also, we can't forget about Cuddles the Penguin.
Cuddles has no leg or flipper to stand on or waddle on here. It is merely
No
you
flipper.
and I.
No flip.
What do you call it? The feet, the flip,
Finn?
the feet
Does
are
he have a
feet.
flipper?
She, okay.
She? Oh, I'm sorry.
Cuddles the Penguin, the fashionista of the Brick City. This isn't about Cuddles. Leave her out of
Everything
this.
should be about Cuddles the Penguin.
Okay, well, Pro Gamer's Guide to Making Friends releasing in May for pre-orders and Kickstarter will be, okay? But now is not the time. This is all about Lego and the news and pop culture surrounding it on Z&B Live Unfiltered, airing Wednesdays at 10 a.m. live on YouTube, and now on podcast services, which is definitely worth celebrating. We're going to be...
I have a button for that.
I was going to say,
I
you should
have
cheer
a
the button.
celebration button for that.
Yeah.
You are welcome.
First being on Spotify here, we're set up and ready to go on that. So if you are listening on Spotify currently, thank you very much. Whether you are at the gym, commuting, or working, or otherwise, thank you. The episodes are going to air 10 a.m. on Thursdays on there, and you can watch us live Wednesdays 10 a.m. on YouTube. So make sure that
at the gym,
Yes.
Brian, we're here to
Pumping.
pump you up. We brought it back.
Lift a little harder, why don't you, if you're listening to this? So, yeah, go follow the podcast on Spotify. We're working on Apple as well. And Google Podcasts no longer a thing. It's bundled into YouTube now. So you're good to go. You need to stop pumping this early
I'm just
on a
trying to
Wednesday
get people
morning.
pumped up, man.
They're already pumped up because they got two of the best creators in the multiverse here talking about some of the spiciest Lego news that's been happening over the course of the week and is dribbling out at this very moment.
Oh my God. We can't get away. We can't take 30 seconds off right now in the Lego news world because things are just the faucet is leaking. It is the dam has been punctured. Stuff spraying out all over the internet. We can't stop it. We can't contain it. We can only hope to talk about it. First up, we have Mr. Bricks O'Brien, something very, very foxy indeed, and that is the 3-in-1 creator set with the fox. Look at this fox. Look at this fox. This fox is hot. This fox is spicy. But I'll tell you what really gets my juices flowing is the nutty nature of the squirrel that can be built as part of the 3-in-1 here. This set, once again, these 3-in-1s that Lego's putting out this season, my God, they can't be stopped.
Yeah, this is no exception. You are contractually obligated to buy this because of the squirrel that marches across your screen occasionally when you're live on Twitch. A.
Yeah.
B.
Yeah.
The people are definitely in love with this one. Yeah. Creator 3-in-1, especially in the past, I'd say 3 years specifically, killing it with the designs and making proper use of all the parts that you're getting with it. The fox is very cool. And more of these larger scale animal builds would be very appreciated. I know we've gotten I think it was a crocodile or alligator before. We've had a giraffe in minifigure scale, but other things like this, more of these colors. I don't know if they've done a fox at this scale ever before, and seeing that I don't know what color orange specifically that is, but it fits too well. I'm surprised they haven't done it up until this point. So it looks excellent.
It looks excellent. And you know, I think out of the animals that I've seen in this particular run of 3-in-1s this year, we've got, you know, the fox, we got the peacock, we got the giraffe. Obviously there are alternate builds for all of those sets. The fox is my second. The giraffe is still up there. What they did with the giraffe, the articulation of the giraffe and everything was just absolutely incredible. But this set immediately goes up high, and I think what think in my world this is a set I would get, and I would build the fox first, and then I'm going to go and build the squirrel and keep the squirrel as a fun little whatever, which is probably going to equate to a bunch of extra pieces and things like that. But the squirrel, to me, is what really makes this set for me. There's an owl as well, which, if you're owl people, I had a great grandmother that was obsessed with owls, that collected owls, and by George, if she was still around, I would have bought a set just for her for that, built that for her, and put it up in her owl collection, because the owl looks absolutely spectacular as well. So another 3-in-1 that they absolutely knocked out of the park. But I mean, that's Mr. Bricks O'Brien. That's not all that's foxy, man. They have gotten so much foxy breaking.
Trying to really get this transition.
I'm trying to, but the breaking news is just absolutely incredible right now, and we have new things hitting the interwebs
pavement, dude.
That just, it's all over the place. It's on the Lego site. It's on other store sites. We've got things like Harry Potter sets coming out. We've got new gift with purchase leaks. We've got new racing car leaks. We've got, not even leaked, I mean, these things are like out on the store websites. Like, this isn't just somebody with blurry shots. These are official photos that stores have already been putting out across the globe saying, look what's for sale March 1st. It's silly how crazy what's coming out. But the thing that really caught our attention was the amount of Ninjago sets that they've just snuck right into March 1st. You thought February hurt your wallet. You thought February 1st was going to hurt your wallet tomorrow. Hold on to your buttons, folks. March 1st coming up is going to destroy you. Is absolutely going to destroy you. And a big section of that is going to be if you are into the Ninjago ecosystem, the Ninjago lineup, if you're a major collector of those, because they got some spectacular sets going on.
They do. And Ninjago, although it happened for me right in my dark ages, so I never really cared particularly about it. And it has all the elements of something I would like, where there are unique builds and characters and a story that Lego is investing their time and money and creative resources into. It just hasn't been for me. So seeing every lineup of sets every year, I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. But now we have some especially cool ones here. So there's a whole lineup of sets that, obviously, if you're just listening to this, is a very visual portion of, I guess, what we'll be talking about here. But it features each of the new ninjas in different capacities in sets ranging from $15.99 all the way up to, I believe it is like $130, $140. Like, it's a whole lineup in general. And you're looking at about a half dozen sets, at least as of right this second. The main standout here for me is the Dragonstone Shrine. It is 1,212 pieces, $120 US, as Master Wu, Master Lloyd, Kai Nia, Euphrasia, and Lord Raz. And I can only describe it as real. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It's a great introductory. If you're not in the Ninjago, get that set. You get all the figures you need with it right away. Plus, it's a beautiful build.
Yeah. So to describe it real quick, it's like, basically imagine a dragon kind of curled up, but made out of rock, with water coming out of the mouth of the dragon, and a cherry blossom tree out of the side of it. So it's a really nice condensed landmass, which looks obviously like a dragon made out of rock, and all these different characters flying around it too. So for $120, I don't know how it's going to sit on a desk. I don't think we've seen it actually built in real life, either through early access on ambassadors or whatever. But it's a very unique Ninjago set, whereas with something like the Wolf Mask Shadow Dojo, I feel like we've seen a lot of dojos and, temples and things like that in many of the past years. That one is a standout for me.
The official imagery is, you could set the, I mean, obviously they're setting it up as a play set with a lot of hidden Easter eggs and features and things, but as a display, you could set this up right along with your your bonsai tree in the background of it, your Himeji castle kind of sitting off, kind of, behind it, and put that in front as if a forced perspective kind of vibe, right? Like it has potential to be just a nice display set for somebody forget the Ninjago line. Like it's just a pretty architecturally interesting set with the cascading like waterfall falling out of the dragon mouth, and that's just cool. Like it's just a neat set. The other ones, again, I'm not in the Ninjago thing. I'm not, none of them are really the $120 Shadow Dojo set. I'm like,
right.
That's not for me. But that one set, that's a set that is kind of going to go on a wish list of sorts. And if I ever need to spend some dough for a gift with purchase kind of thing or whatever, and I'm not sitting on other sets that I need, not want, but need, then that may be one that hits my cart and, hits a shelf with some of those other themey type of things around it, behind it, surrounding it kind of thing.
Yeah. I would feel similarly. I've got a lot of the, Lego Ninjago movie stuff when I was still working at the store and had access to that. So I had my semi Ninjago kick way back when, and I always said I would get the Ninjago City, the docks, and the Destiny's Bounty in one go if I were to get into the Ninjago modular system of things. And that never happened. So now I've sworn all of it off, and I will never get into it ever, because that's just a rabbit hole of over 10 years of Ninjago and figures and everything. So, sometimes you just got to be like, nope, I'm good. I mean, whatever. So that's where I stand on it. It is very cool, though.
More stuff that just keeps, again, flowing out of the dam for March 1st was the official announcement of all of the Lego Star Wars 25th anniversary celebration sets coming out on March 1st, and I'll tell you, right now, from a Lego Star Wars fan, how dare they? Because I want every single one of these, and I was not prepared to drop the $350 whatever plus dollars it's going to take to buy all of the, or more than that, shoot, 400 something, whatever the cost ends up being US here. I was not prepared to drop all of that on March 1st. And not only are they hitting me with all these on March 1st, but they're also available for pre-order right now. So they're saying, yep, go ahead, spend your bucks. I don't know if that means they're going to try to sneak a gift with purchase out on us on March 1st. And, everybody that pre-ordered is just out of luck there. But I love that we are celebrating two different milestones this particular year, with the 25th anniversary of Lego Star Wars and the 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace. And for Lego to go ahead and, for once, be really great on their marketing and their strategery here, they've separated them, and they said, we're going to celebrate our 25th partnership, 25th anniversary with Star Wars, our partnership first in March, and then we'll wait and then do the Phantom Menace stuff in May. So we're not cross breeding there or whatever, right? We're separate. We're keeping the two different celebrations separate. And I think it's a great strategy. Is it going to hurt the wallet? Absolutely. Like it's because you're already fighting a huge March list with things like Animal Crossing and all these other sets that we're talking about that are just leaking out right now. That's all happening on March 1st as well. It's like you forgot all about the Animal Crossing at this point happening on March 1st. I mean, well, some people have, but like that's a huge property that they're dropping on March 1st that's getting intermixed now with all of this other stuff.
To be fair, Lego has done that with Nintendo, with Mario, and the larger collectors sets that have come out, where they'll announce Bowser 4 months ahead of time for no reason. They'll announce Peach 5 months ahead of time for no reason. They just do that. I don't know. Yeah. So I wasn't surprised. My gut check on this, I do really appreciate that they're going to celebrate both, because that was definitely going to be a concern. And we'll talk about that, like what we would want to see or should see out of Phantom Menace 25 in a minute. But giving the time of day to each, definitely very important, especially from a marketing perspective. They could have even released these like January 1st, this wave of 5, and I think it would have done a lot of good, especially considering how much potential there is to celebrate Lego Star Wars 25. You're talking releasing new product, new sub themes within it, like you're seeing with the Starship line here. And you're having remasters of old sets potentially, and even more opportunities to include these figures. So the way it stands right now, there are 3 Lego sets from the Spaceship Collection, which are the Millennium Falcon, the Tantive 4, and I always forget that one, Invisible Hand. And so this is a new sub theme within Lego Star Wars that they've introduced, as some people got to go to Denmark and be like, hey, here's all the stuff. This is what they're calling it. And it's even on the side of the box or whatever. But then similar to the Lego Star Wars 20th anniversary, there is also these Lego sets that include individual minifigures as part of the actual set itself. So in the case of R2D2, it includes R2D2 with the plaque with the minifigure, or the R2D2 character, but then there's a minifigure included that is entirely separate and irrelevant to the rest of the R2D2 set. And the same thing goes for boarding the Tantive 4, which that's its own diorama set. So I have no idea who either of these 2 characters are. Educate me. Who are these people?
We have 5s in the Tantive, the boarding of the Tantive 4 set, which, kind of a fan favorite clone trooper, was introduced in the Clone Wars cartoon series. And, if you're collecting all of your clone troopers and things like that, I mean, 5s is a guy that you're gonna want. What I don't think we've seen yet is if there is the 25th anniversary printing on the back of the actual figure.
Ooh, true.
Or either one of these figures, which they've been known to do.
And I really hope they don't, because that was a key piece of feedback from the last time they did all this, was like, yeah, it was really cool having retro Darth Vader, Leia, whoever, but then that freaking printing on the back. And they want to distinguish it obviously from the originals and whatever, right. But hopefully these do not.
And that I'm kind of in the other boat. I liked having it distinguished, which I know I'm in the minority on that, but I liked having like that special, like that's what that is. There's no mistaking it came from that particular.
These celebration. Are new characters, correct? For Lego Star Wars?
I don't think we've seen 5s. I don't think we've seen
Darth Malik.
Darth Malik. Yeah, I don't think we've seen those guys in anything.
So I have a very hot take opinion, which is not a very hot take, but I disagree very heavily and actively dislike the fact that they are coming out with these Lego Star Wars sets and they're having a minifigure that is included as part of a special thing, and it has absolutely no relation to the character that or playset it's being featured in. I don't know who Darth Malik is. I don't care at all. 5s, I don't know, and I don't care. Definitely not related to Tantive 4. I know that for sure. Not involved in the scene or any of the original trilogy at all. I want to see characters that maybe we haven't gotten before that are complementary to the set that they are being featured in, because that's going to make me want to go out and get it way more. And it really feels like Lego is saying, tell me you want us to do a collectible minifigure series without telling us you want me to do a collectible minifigure series, by featuring all these one-off random characters that diehard people would definitely want and will buy the $100 set for, but maybe casual people will be like, whatever. Where's my Han, Luke, and Leia? Right.
That's the thing, though. I mean, that's you get the set to get the set. They're giving you the option, right? You're either going to buy the set because you want the set for itself, or maybe you're, for me, it's like, I don't know if I would have pulled the trigger on this R2D2 if it didn't come with that figure. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm kind of in the opposite, right? Where I'm looking at it going, thank you. That's pretty cool. That's a nice little present to add into that set, because now I can take this R2D2, which really comes across as, kind of like a play R2D2. It's a 10 plus set, but it's a set, I already have the bigger one that came out a couple years ago, right? Well, this is a set now that I can challenge my son with to build his own little collectible R2D2, droid that he can put up on a shelf and, display. But daddy gets the figure. Give me that figure, baby, and it entices me to spend that $100 on that set, because of that, and not just go to a Bricklink or something where I can buy the figure by itself. Like, I'm going to go ahead and look at that whole set as a purchase because of that. The boarding of the Tantive 4 set is, to me, they took the Dark Trooper attack set that featured Luke and all the Dark Troopers from The Mandalorian, and basically said, let's make that more of a display collectible set as opposed to this half hallway play set thing. And they put a plaque on it, and they said, this is going to be a collectible set, a displayed set, and we're going to add a collectible minifig on top of it to even entice you even more to pull the trigger on this set. Because I didn't want, like, the Dark Trooper set wasn't a set. I wasn't building a Dark Trooper battle pack of any kind. Like, I didn't need that set. Like, that set did not do anything for me, so I didn't pull the trigger. It wasn't a set that I'm going to walk away with. You put a plaque on it, you tell me it's more of a display diorama style type of set. Yeah, okay, you got me. You got me. The fact that they still made that an 8+ set still says, okay, there's still play features in it. It's kind of like the older Batmobile, the smaller Batmobile one, where it was like a play set, but it came with its own display set as well, so you can kind of treat it as both. I like when Lego gives you that option, for collectors, right? But you put that hallway in a black box and call it an adult set, and charge $70 for it or whatever, and then you have that exclusive minifigure with it. Ain't nobody going to be complaining about that, because now it's a diorama set and it's a collectible and it's a display set and blah, 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 blah.
I'm very glad they didn't take that route and make it like a black box sort of thing.
That's what I mean. They gave it a play set.
I don't care about that at all. Like, I would rather have, if it means you're chalking in 100 less pieces and charging me $10 to $15 less. Oh, it doesn't have a nice frame around it. Cool. It may not look as appealing in your 1-bedroom studio in Soho, but like, whatever, fine. In your underground nuclear bunker with your one plant that is fake because you can't be committed to anything else in your life. So whatever, I would rather have it be a bit more cost effective, take out any of the other stuff. And I guess my tune would be different if it were a character or circumstance I really cared about. Maybe if it were, even though I haven't played the Jedi games, if it were a Cal Kestis minifigure in one of these, I think very justified. Throw all the money in the world at it, right? Because that one figure.
We're only in March, so give it time. We haven't seen anything from May yet, and we know that Lego Star Wars continues to release things throughout the course of the year. So you're going to have May. You're probably going to have an October/November release of some kind for Star Wars as well, which shocks me that this is coming out in May. I like that they separated it. But you could have moved this to October, right? And still had the separation between the summer releases celebrating Phantom Menace, its 25th anniversary, and still had a 25th anniversary celebration. That tells me they've got stuff still planned down the road. If they're releasing so much, they still have some stuff in the cooker right now, right? In the pot that they're going to be pushing out later this year.
Does any of this change your tune on what you would want to see for an Ultimate Collector's series this November or May?
No, I want a Boonta Eve diorama. I've been saying this since last year. I want a Boonta Eve diorama and I want a Pod Racer UCS set. I want those two sets to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace. Question back to you though is, because this is now we're seeing a lineup of this style of ship, right? Where we had the Super Star Destroyer this past year. Now we have these. No hinting really of any more helmets. Is this replacing the helmet line?
I wouldn't mind if it did. I think you've seen a bunch of different iterations of different helmets, Stormtrooper, Clone Trooper, a lot of the helmeted heroes and villains that we actually care about. And they're not going to do human faces. They're going to do a helmet from Luke right? That stuff. I don't think any of them have ever really hit their potential. And I think it's just a limitation of scale. And I think they tried it with the Black Panther bus going all the way, super big. Let's go all out, $400, whatever the original price point was. And they just couldn't pull it off. And so I would much rather, if you tell me $70 on a Lego Star Wars set that exemplifies, a character or a ship or something, you're going to convince me way easier to have a complete version of the Millennium Falcon on my desk as opposed to a somewhat janky version of a clone trooper or stormtrooper on my desk.
And you say that you're the best right there on your desk, right? That's why I'm loving these and I said it back when they did the land speeder as a UCS set. I'm liking the smaller collectible Star Wars sets rather than give me the biggest set you can possibly make, Venator.
Not every ship needs that.
You don't. And I'm fine with these adult themed Lego Star Wars sets that are small, compacted dioramas. These ships, like I like these because we've talked about this before. I'm running out of space. A lot of AFOLs are running out of space. Lego collectors in general are running out of space, especially when they're going to release 127 sets on March 1st or between February 1st and March 1st. Like that's ridiculous. That's a lot of Lego in 2 months. And something's got to give.
Okay, so yeah, I agree. The Millennium Falcon is my favorite of the bunch. That and the Tantive I have probably the closest connection with. They don't come with minifigures, which I think is fine. I think a lot of people who want the display factor, they're going to want to have the display factor, don't care about a minifigure necessarily, or they already have them. They do come with an exclusive 4x4, 4x3 printed vertical. I don't know what you call it with the
tile.
Names of parts. I don't know. Part number 4866523.
Nailed
printed
it.
25 anniversary Lego Star Wars thing, whatever. The Millennium Falcon is, for example, 921 pieces, $84.99. When I saw $84.99, I'm like, that's expensive. So I'm curious to see how big it is.
It's the biggest of the bunch, that's for sure, and it's got the most detail and greebling between the two.
Yes,
and I haven't. You also have stuff going on inside of it too that have been which I was kind of bummed that they put that out in the official imagery of it, where it would have been nice to have that as a surprise. But what I haven't seen is anything going on inside the Tantive 4 is if that has any, or the hand, if that has anything going on inside of it. Easter
the hand, I know for sure, it snaps in half.
That's in the middle. See, that's cool. Like those are those little we give a damn touches that the Lego designers behind these did. That's really, really neat. But I would have liked it more especially the price, if you had maybe those 5s came with the visible hand, clone trooper set in that timeline, kind of give me that. Darth Malak doesn't fit anywhere. You can put him in anything, but something along those lines. Give me that exclusive figure with those sets as well would be really, really nice. But it's not going to keep me from getting all of. Matter of fact, they're already pre-ordered. It's not going to keep me from getting any of these because I'm going gaga over all of this. Right now. I
think I'm going to be skipping all of these and prioritizing Animal Crossing. And
you have to make a choice. And see, Animal Crossing is not my thing. I'm not getting Animal Crossing, so I could care less about
the greatest thing. Hey, you could watch Zach build the Star Wars stuff on his Twitch channel, and when I do my building on Tuesdays, which is generally the thing now, I'll build Animal Crossing, or I'll just build them the day they come out, or whatever. So you got a double, man. That's it.
Double your pleasure, double your fun. Star Wars. So we are celebrating the 25th anniversary of Lego Star Wars, and we're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace. And this again is all theory on us, and we're not really sure where they're going to go with it until they actually do it, because Lego doesn't send us memos on this stuff. But I strongly think the reason why we're getting this stuff that we're getting celebrating the 25th Star Wars Lego is to separate it away from they want Phantom Menace to be its own thing. So I'm expecting Phantom Menace exclusive sets in May, especially surrounding, Star Wars Day. Whether or not that includes a UCS set, have no idea. I would think it would. History seems to say that it would. What that UCS set could be, I don't know. I'm hoping they don't go away from the diorama since they're starting to make all of these little ships, and I'm still hoping, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we get a pod race. You got to give some love to the pod racing. A Boonta Eve style diorama with a little Anakin Skywalker pod racer and a little Sebulba pod racer. I'm telling you right now, would go gangbusters. People are going to love the heck out of it in a diorama style like that. It's made for it. And then if you do me a huge solid Lego and you go ahead and you give me a UCS pod racer, oh my God, the detailing in the green, like you saw, like the fun we had on the engine stuff for the land speeder and all the fun little ways we could make the wiring and the exposed wiring and bits and bobs and things. Imagine that in a full scale, in like two giant engines that are pulling a little pod racer, right? Like that would be absolutely incredible, incredible modeling that they could do with that. But who knows? It could be a bunch of they had a lot of sets that they released back 25 years ago when Phantom Menace, and they could just be redoing. We can get a Naboo starfighter. It could be as simple as that. It could be a UCS Naboo starfighter. It could be a redo of the playset Naboo starfighter. We already have the model because of Mando. Like they just have to reskin it, right? You could bring Darth Maul's ship back, which was a big set back when this all came out 25 years ago. You can redo, because they've shown that they're willing to do that with the Clone Wars sets that they put back out there with the Yoda thing and the Obi-Wan starfighter, and like they've shown that they're willing to do these things and just redo them and reskin them and make them better compared to building techniques and pieces available and things like that.
I was just casually looking at it because I was trying to recall. I'm like, when's the last time I built the Ultimate Collector Series Star Wars set? And it was the Imperial Star Destroyer, and then before that it was the Death Star. So I haven't built any of them since then, so I don't really have like fondness really for any of them. What I really want to see, I know we're celebrating Phantom Menace, there's some rumblings online about there being a Ultimate Collector's Jabba's sail barge that goes along with a supplemental Sarlacc pit with a skiff, like whatever, the thing that's attached, whatever one of those. That's rumored too. So that, I guess, in a weird way ties it like Tatooine and whatever, not in the same way as Phantom Menace. I would really like that. But for Phantom Menace specifically, I think people would really appreciate an Anakin Skywalker pod racer UCS, but also I think maybe like does a diorama scratch that itch enough for a lot of adult fans to have like the full, like it's you close. Said? I think it is close, and you don't have to go super big with the pod racer, especially like the sail barge.
Though. They've done that.
I know,
Trench
but we
haven't
had the sail barge since 2013, so like. That's kind of due to, so
you can release the sail barge whenever you want, though. Like celebrate the 25th freaking anniversary of the Phantom Menace. If you're gonna celebrate it. It doesn't make any sense to start throwing in a bunch of random UCS. It doesn't make any sense to throw in a TIE Interceptor UCS set or a TIE Fighter UCS set. Like it doesn't make any sense to do these things right now if you're celebrating this. Now, that's May, October. November, give me the sail barge. Fine.
Yeah.
Right? But in May, on the 25th anniversary of the Phantom, yes, give me something UCS style that says Phantom Menace.
So would a minifigure scale Sith Infiltrator, which I think we've seen a silhouette of, no official pictures yet, would that cut the not cut the cheese.
No, because that's
a
redo. That's a reskin. That's the Obi-Wan Starfighter. That's the Yoda Starfighter. That's a redo of the same playset that we got 25 years ago, which I'm sure they're gonna do. They're gonna release their playsets, and that Sith Infiltrator, that Darth Maul ship, that's gonna be one of them. You know it is, because it's silly for them not to, right? Same thing with the Naboo Starfighter. It would be silly for them not to go back to that well. They already have the modeling available. They literally pretty much just gave it to us with the Mando one. They just have to reskin it in the gold. Like, that's all it would take, right? Fine. That's easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? You can give us those. Give us a diorama set in that timeline. Spectacular. But you got to come up with a UCS set, a Ultimate Collector's Series set that screams Phantom Menace, not a playset. You're going to have them, but give us one of those.
I was going to say, was the last pre or non-original trilogy UCS we got, but we have the Venator, we have the Razor Crest, Republic gunship. So they have gotten a lot more familiar with the non-original,
right?
Well,
Republic
movies.
gunship was Attack of the Clones, right? Like 20th anniversary or whatever, right? Is it the same?
I don't think it wasn't 20.
Did it come out afterwards? Okay.
Yeah, so it's around that time period. So ideally, you're looking at either a Sith Infiltrator UCS, a Naboo Starfighter, or a Pod Racer for the giggles of it. What would be an Ultimate Collector Series Episode 3 set that they could pull from? That's not the Venator. I mean, that's kind of Clone Wars, kind of like whatever. What else would it be?
I just had a thought.
Oh, here we go.
So we've got the buildable Chewbacca, right? What?
So I know where you're going. Stop. No.
What if they did? Listen. What if they did a buildable? I've been screaming for a C-3PO, right? But they don't give us a C-3PO in the gold. They give us the C-3PO with all of the bits showing from Phantom Menace.
I thought you were going to say Jar Jar, and I would have quit the show.
No, not Jar Jar. No. Give me a C-3PO, or maybe, God, I can't even. This would be impossible to engineer, but you could almost have both, right? You could have one that gave you coverings and an alternate build that gave you the insides.
No,
but give me, if you release a buildable C-3PO, but do the Phantom Menace version of C-3PO with all the bits, all of his pots are showing, Brian. His pots are showing. My goodness.
Yeah, I really thought you were going to ask for the the thing. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think that, but I think if Lego wants to have a model that has a bit more longevity to it, then I think a standard C-3PO, which I think it also has some rumblings to accompany that R2-D2, would be more appropriate and last longer on shelves. Maybe as like I don't know, they could pull it off somewhere somehow, but no. We are not adding a UCS Jar Jar, nor will it be a higher priority over a Peach's Castle, which would inevitably be what Lego does, because Lego will do everything except what I want them to do. They're just trying to gaslight you, Brian. Let's move on from that topic and talk a little bit about Lego House. More March 1st. Brian, more March 1st freaking news here with Lego Group announcing that a new exclusive Lego House set will be available starting on March 1st. I know nothing about this. I'm never going to freaking make it out to the Lego House, man, unless, You're never?
They got to invite me. You know what I mean? Like they got to pay my way.
That's some Bricks O'Brien level privilege we're talking here.
Yeah, they got
an attitude. Yes, sir.
They got to pay my way to get out there to
man.
Whatever.
Dude, that flight to Denmark sucks. That's like an $800 flight.
Right? Honestly, right now it's got to be more than that. It cost me almost that much just to fly to California from where I'm at.
Yeah, I don't envy that either. Yeah, briefly about this. It's a new Lego House set that's going to be made available exclusively at Lego House. So if you go to Denmark and to the Lego House, which is not where they make the Lego sets, but basically not like a tourist center, but basically if you want to know about the history of the company, and if you have the exclusive privilege, go in the vault, and hey kids, go play in the ball pit or order your food from a robot. That's where you go. And that's where the normal people go to get their Lego experience. But if you are an ambassador or in the know or whatever, there's other places you can go and they'll take you, but whatever. This is where you can get an exclusive Lego set. There's typically one per year, and I guess it's in March, so there will be a new set. Of this lineup, there has been the Pirate, which you are seeing currently on screen if you're watching the show. It is a buildable figure, the same exact scale as the one that's been made available in the past year, actually, which is one of my favorite sets of last year. Very, very cool. Not larger than life minifigure is how I'd phrase it there. And there's been the wooden duck. There's been the molding machine and a few others as well that really exemplify Lego as a company, more so than the employee sets that come out every year. So the only thing I want to bring up pertaining to this, because this doesn't really, we're not going to the Lego House, at least not as of right now. Are these Lego sets justified in being exclusives? Is there a level of salt amongst people that they can't get their hands on it? Should they be made available on the Lego website for people to purchase in small quantities, or exclusively if you're a VIP or insider or whatever? Do you feel like you're missing out, Zach?
I really feel like I'm missing out, but it's, you pay the money to go there. You know what I mean? Like, unless you're an influencer and you're invited and they want you to whatever, show all the cool stuff that you're not able to do, which whatever. No salt there at all. But you can buy a ticket. Like literally you can get online right now and you can buy a ticket. You can book your travel and you can go get the Pirate. Now it's going to cost you an arm and a leg, and then you got to still buy the Pirate. Like, I wish I could. I wish that this buildable figure lineup with the buildable minifig that we got for everybody, I wish that was a thing. I wish that was a overall lineup that we could all get. We could get the original. We could get the Pirate. We can eventually get a space guy. Like, we can get Castle. Like, I think that's a specific collector's itch that needs to be scratched by Lego regardless.
It's a severe miss on Lego's part not to do one of these per year or two of these per year for all their original themes and even their own intellectual property. Right. Massive miss.
Right. So, I see, a lot of these influencers around that were invited into the Lego House and have walked away with this Pirate. And I say that sucks. Why not me? Why can't I have, without spending $800 to buy this, secondhand, right? Like that's crazy. But I chose not to spend the money on a flight and a ticket to go to the lake. I was trying to quickly look up how much it would cost, but like you have to fill out all of like your booking information and everything.
I'll tell you how much it'll cost. It'll cost you around $850 round trip for the flight. If you're staying at Legoland Hotel, that'll be another $600 for about 3 nights and all the things. And, that will include the Uber or Lyft with that as well. And then you're paying another $80 probably for the Pirate, and then you're paying for food there. So you're talking at least
the ticket to get to the Lego House.
The ticket is nothing. You can get a Lego House ticket with your VIP. That's like whatever.
Gotcha.
So that's the equivalent of you going to the Science Museum, like whatever, because that is a science museum for Denmark people, right? Essentially. Right. So you're spending at least $1,100 to get to Denmark in general. And so that's one thing. This is separate from the Lego Insider Tour, which they do every year. That is a invite only or booking only situation. Like you have to apply and like hope they select you to have the privilege to go. It's like the Masters in a way. Sure. Like you have to be selected to go, but you're still paying, and you're actually paying based on their package that they have. So you have to stay at Legoland Hotel. You have to do their itinerary. And I've looked it up before. It was several years ago where I wanted to go, and it would have been about $4,000 to $5,000 for me and one other person for 3 days to do that. Which, obviously everybody values their time very differently. Holy mother of God, that is not worth it to me. So I would rather wait and let that simmer. The Pirate, for clarification, is what released last year for a Lego house set. They're releasing a new one on March 1st. Correct. So this is part of their annual lineup here. I think they should make this like a either a VIP insider redemption, or you have some other way to acquire these than to just go over there to Denmark. And as far as I know, even if you get invited over to Lego House and do all that, I'm pretty sure they don't pay for your flights and stuff too. So you have to get there. You have to get your butt there. And when you're there, you may be treated like royalty if you're an influencer or LAN or whatever, but you still got to get there. And that's time away from, your families and work commitments and whatever. And it's a whole laundry list of stuff. So yeah, I would like to go one day, but
they just announced that there will be a new exclusive set, but they haven't announced what that new exclusive set will be. So, I mean,
could be anything.
Watch it be the damn spaceman and watch the internet break, because we can't. The
AFOLs would be
they're gonna riot. They're gonna riot,
dude.
What I'm not clear on is whether or not this Pirate is still available at the Lego house right now. Like, if you go,
we don't really. There's no stock. You have your buddy go down to the store and check,
right,
or call.
Well, one day it'd be great to have this set. I really wish. The problem is I don't know what they replace these exclusive sets with that wouldn't make them any more coveted, but it just so happens, because they gave us a version of it that we could buy, and as collectors we like to complete collections, and the fact that there's this one that's out there that we can't complete, it bugs people like me.
Well, you can. It's just going to cost more than you want it to. There is a Lego set that you get by being on the Insider Tour, which is only for Inside Tour people. Employees do not get it, as far as we know. Those are like literally, you get one of 25 for a year, one of 45 for a year. And like, you're not supposed to, obviously, but people flip that set to pay for the cost of them going to Denmark, because it kind of evens out or gets close to it. And those are the ones people feel like they really miss out on, because there's only like 45 of them. And they're only if you spend that much of a threshold over to Lego House, and you're hand selected for the Inside Tour and whatever. This one, at least, if it retails for 80 and you got to pay 140 with shipping on eBay, sucks. But like, if you want it really bad and you're not flying to Denmark and you're not having a buddy pick it up for you.
Right. I get that. And collectible stuff like that, like, the old San Diego Comic-Con type sets and things like, I'm okay. I'm okay with those. It's releasing a set that can only be bought in one specific location. It's, literally you just have to go there. Like, you have to get there to get it, kind of thing.
Yep.
That's what I don't get. And it's part of a series that they've created that's available worldwide, but then we have to go one specific place to get this one specific set that then kind of complete that. In my mind palace, it's a separation of line between the exclusive, you have to attend an event to get your hands on, versus this set is, you could still walk into this store today, maybe, but you walk in, you have to go to that specific store to pick it up. That's when I get a little frustrated with the overall process.
And right now it's retailing for $85 US, and on eBay one listing is going for $190. So
double. So you're going to pay double to do.
Yeah.
But like you said, you're not paying for the flight or whatever. But
No.
What you need to do is you need to find some friends in Denmark that can go get it for you, and then you're gonna get close on the shipping anyway, I suppose.
One
the way
of
shipping
my
costs are right now.
Yeah, one of my moderators, Eli, went to Denmark, and I said, "Hey, if you find the Lego House dinosaurs, pick them up for me. I'll slide you the cash," and he did. He was kind enough to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he tore out the box and everything. I might have had the box. I don't know. But he was kind enough to do that, and that works out too. But you know, find the right people like to do things and help
Make
you.
friends.
Like
make friends is what.
Make friends. I know all about making friends because I wrote a children's book on it coming out in May. Pre-order now.
Coming out in October, a fantastic new film that has been announced with in partnership with Pharrell Williams and the Lego Group. Piece by Piece. Interesting. Kind of came out of nowhere in a way, but this movie idea has caught my interest because it's a story of his life. So it's basically a biopic done completely with Lego animation. Think Lego movie style animation and things. And considering it's a musical artist, there's been very little information that has been like actually released about this. Unparalleled motion picture that captures the magic and brilliance of Pharrell Williams' creative genius, one Lego brick at a time. And uninterested in making a traditional film about his life, he set out to tell a story in a way that would set audiences' imaginations free. So he's an A-full, been a fan of Lego since he was a kid, and he collaborated with these guys on a way to tell a story, tell his life story. And I have to think, because of him being a musical artist, that we might get a Lego musical. Like, that's how I would do it. And as opposed to just a straight up biopic kind of thing. Like, I'm assuming he would be writing or has been writing music exclusively for this film that will then tell the story through music and everything. And whatnot. So could be an interesting thing, and I definitely did not see this coming at all. I don't know if there'll be tie-in figures and things like that, like Lego movie, Lego Batman movie and things, but
I know why this is happening.
Why is this happening?
Because Lego previously had a partnership with WB to make all the Lego movies and all the things all the time. That's when they did all the Batman you could ever want, and more Batman. Just you unhinge your jaw, and it's just like to Batman for years, and it was unjustified because DC wasn't doing anything. Made a whole movie about it. Then they had all this momentum and all this cool stuff happening, and then gone. And then Batman doesn't get bunches of sets for years and years and years. Nothing. And we get like a cowl. Okay, whatever. And that's because Lego taking all their movie stuff, they're shifting it over to Universal, which involves Despicable Me, which we've gotten a theme of, Trolls, which we've gotten a theme of. We're probably going to get Shrek, and by golly, I hope we get a Mario movie. But also, who's in cahoots with Universal, with Despicable Me, and Universal Music Group and all that? Pharrell Williams. So it all really ties in together very nicely to have the Universal partnership go just beyond having, one movie or one thing in general. Let's get Pharrell involved to make a musical track, which then is going to be a, what do you call it? Not an appetizer. Oh, there's a term for it that people use to like get the audience acquainted with this idea of a thing and incorporate that into a larger scope. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is your first inkling of a Universal Lego movie thing that ends up coming down the line in a couple years, or maybe a new Lego movie is officially announced in development or whatever immediately after this airs. Hey, look what we can do with Pharrell Williams. Imagine if we could do a series on whatever streamer or a brand new movie like this.
Yeah, I could see that. I can see that. I mean, he according to the press release, he came to them. Like that's supposedly the way it went down, is that he came to them with the idea. So we all know how there can be spin. We all understand that in the entertainment industry, there's a lot of spin there. But who knows? It's a wild take for a guy to sit there and say, I have an idea of a way to tell the story of my life, and this is how we're gonna do it. Like, that's crazy. Like, it's completely outside of the box, and that's what a lot of these
expensive.
It's expensive.
It's very expensive,
and that's what a lot of these musical artists, man. That's where their brains are. That's how their brains operate. They really think outside the box a lot of the times when it comes to their craft. So in a way, I believe that it was him that came to Lego and not vice versa and said, let's do this.
I don't doubt that either. I'm just saying it's very convenient that all of it happens to work out in this way, and it's gonna, I think, tie it together way more than I think we understand it will, at least as of right now.
Here's the thing: if this it's coming out in October, this has been going on for a while. Like, this has been going on for years. So what you're saying could be true, where it was more of he came to them with the idea and then they jumped on it and said, let's start working on this partnership. Let's create this partnership. We need that collaboration, that connection with Universal. Like, that could have been more of how it all, the stepping stones leading to this. Because boy, it'd be nice too if Universal could incorporate them into their parks, and they could get a little bit better. They could get a little bit better bang for their buck on their parks, as opposed to the standalone parks that they've got.
That is a whole podcast. So in another reality where I'm not Bricks O'Brien doing video game and Lego and whatever else, I would totally be a theme park guy and covering all the stuff. And I really like a lot of that inner workings of Disney and Universal, and that's like a whole other thing. But you'd effectively have to shut down. You don't have to shut down Legoland, but I would shut down Legoland because I think it's a little whatever. And you can make a really crazy park in Universal. But again, we can dive into that on a slow
unless you go Mario Land and it's just a cul-de-sac.
No, but Epic Universe just got some details. We could have talked about that in the pre-show. It got some now. Listen.
Look for Piece by Piece October 11th. Mr. Bricks O'Brien, we've covered a lot today, and some breaking news on top of it with all of the new 3-in-1 sets. We didn't even touch on the 3-in-1. They got a new aquarium under the sea type set that's coming out on March 1st. Is going to be absolutely bananas, and get your wallets ready, because it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Guys, if you have not yet, please do me a favor, hit that like button. Okay, would really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button if you have not done that yet, either on this YouTube channel. Don't forget, you can also subscribe and follow us on Spotify. The podcast version of this hits Spotify, and hopefully eventually Apple Podcast as well. You can also find me over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Zach M. Rutledge, as well as Mr. Bricks O'Brien, twitch.tv/Bricks O'Brien. What you got coming up the rest of this week and into next week, Mr. Bryan?
Oh man, I'm gonna be getting back into making a lot more videos, YouTube and everywhere else. Gearing up for what will inevitably be a busy year with Nintendo Switch 2 rumors on the rise, and an inevitable Nintendo Direct debuting all the brand new things that they're going to be unveiling. So that's a whole other world for me, which I'm very excited about.
Nice. We got a Sony State of Play, I think, tonight as well, Wednesday night.
Oh, who cares? Who cares?
I do, because I'm hoping for some Final Fantasy VII action with Rebirth, and you already know it's a demo, hopefully launching.
Well, you know it's coming, right? I want to know what do they have what are they cooking that we don't know about?
No, it's something Mario, and it's another Tears of the Kingdom DLC, blah blah blah.
Yes, sir.
Whatever. How much more of that can we get in our life?
Well, plenty. They sell millions of copies, and millions more than you would. This isn't gonna. Okay. So next episode, we're gonna be talking about the latest Lego releases. We're gonna go into theme parks and Universal, Epic Universe. We should talk about Epic Universe in the preamble show. This is exclusive, by the way, for anybody watching the YouTube version of the show. we're trying on a new thing where we, instead of having a waiting screen, we literally just talk to people for 10 minutes about literally whatever. So pop by and hang out with us there.
Yeah, get here. 10 a.m. Eastern time on Wednesdays here on YouTube. Until next week, everybody. Bye.
Bye.